Hello, 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 and welcome to the Downsized. My name is Christopher Durham,
I'm Laraine Durham.
and this is our weekly live we like to call Downsized Live. Hello, everybody. What are we doing this evening?
I'm not really sure.
She's not really sure.
You need to put this knife away,
Oh.
number one. We just got.
Were you afraid it would jump up and get you?
I just don't know what button to push to close that. Seems dangerous if the cat decides to come.
Oh, well, that may well be
us.
true, yeah.
So, hello, welcome to the Downsized. This is our live show where we take viewer questions, celebrate your wins, and talk about topics that matter to our GLP-1 viewers. I think we have more than one. My name is Laraine Durham. I've lost over 50 pounds with compounded tirzepatide. Tirzepatide is also found in Zepbound and Mounjaro. It is a GLP-1 agonist medication.
That's very precise.
It is. I've been watching a lot of
GLP-1 GIP agonist.
GLP-1 GIP
Correct.
agonist. It's a dual agonist compared to Ozempic Wegovy, which contains semaglutide, and that is a single agonist that contains only a GLP-1.
Correct.
Tirzepatide has been proven to work better than semaglutide. I think we can all agree, but semaglutide has been proven very effective. It's like the OG of the GLP-1 world.
It has some cardiac research on it.
Right. So a lot of people say, you guys never talk about semaglutide, Wegovy, Ozempic. We've never taken it, but we have talked to lots of people who have taken it, and it is very effective. So you've got the two big guns, right? You've got the Wegovy, Ozempic, semaglutide, and you've got the Mounjaro, Zepbound, tirzepatide. Yep. And people say, well, which one should I take? Well, which one does your insurance cover? Number one. And if your insurance covers none, well, then, you have to go through the cash pay prices and figure out what works for you. Personally, I use compounded tirzepatide because we pay out of pocket. Our insurance does not cover any prescription weight loss medications. So there we are. Now, we have some examples of other devices for which you may be able to use.
I think, let's see. So this one is a Wegovy.
That's a Wegovy.
Pen. That's a real Wegovy pen.
That's a real Wegovy that was previously used by someone in our family.
This one was a Wegovy pen in a different dose that was actually a sample that's not a real pen.
It was a fake pen from the OAC convention last year that was actually given to us by Novo Nordisk. They had a booth with the Wegovy.
Well, it was the lady sitting in the booth.
It was the Wegovy.
It wasn't like the company said, "Hey, Laraine." They were giving out samples. They were giving out samples.
Yeah. Now, Eli Lilly was not at that conference last year. They were not giving out samples.
This one is a Zepbound single-dose pen.
Single injection.
This one is a Mounjaro quick pen, which is actually from the UK. I probably have more stuff around here, too.
Well, let's not forget my favorite, the compounded tirzepatide. This one came from Medivera Compounding Pharmacy. And, worked for me, right? All right. So,
as always, we take questions from you, our audience. We like to start with, we are not doctors.
I am not a doctor.
Not a doctor,
Christopher is not a doctor. So this is not medical advice.
Many people will get frustrated when we say, ask your doctor.
I mean, people are asking us about all kinds of diseases. We're not doctors.
We're not legally trained.
We just lost weight on a GLP-1, right? And we started talking about our weight loss, making these videos. 2 years. It was 2 years in March, and now it just seems we're on a roll.
Yep. And so we don't have medical training. We're not. All we can do is tell you about our personal experience.
Right.
We can tell you stories we have heard from other people that we have interviewed.
Stories from the land.
I can tell you I have read reams and reams and reams of research, and if so, I will reference the research. You know how many pages in a ream?
260.
500.
Do you like my specific number?
Yeah, well, you're close. 250 is 250 is a cardstock ream. So I can
You worked at
access.
Kinko's in
Yeah,
college.
I did in college. I can access any of that information, but we're not doctors. And when we interview people, they tell us all about their health histories and things that you wouldn't tell, other people as average party.
Any other random lady living in the suburbs.
We learned very quickly how complicated healthcare is, how complicated the disease of obesity is. And it's very, very rare for anybody, unless they're pretty young, to say, oh, I only have obesity. I don't have sleep apnea. I don't have blood pressure. I don't have type 2 diabetes. And they may not have all of it, but they usually have something. Or they might have lupus, so all of these things going on.
It makes your personal situation different, right? Everybody's journey is different because we're all different. People lose weight at different rates on this medication. Some people respond very well to these. Most people respond very well. Some people, a small percentage of people, don't respond to these at all. And that stinks. But there are more medications in development, more single agonists, triple agonists, pills in development that might help you at some point in the future if that applies to you.
So it's been a big week in the news. So we had a big news episode. Shaq was on the cover of the news video this week.
Apparently Shaq takes Zepbound for sleep apnea, because Zepbound is approved for obesity and sleep apnea. So Shaq
and he's
says,
lost a little weight.
And I take Zepbound for sleep apnea, and I lost a little weight. You don't say, Shaq. Shaq is a giant man. If you're watching in another country and maybe you don't know who Shaquille O'Neal is.
I think everybody knows who Shaquille O'Neal is.
I'm sure there's someone out there.
I think he's like 6'5" or 6'6" or something. So
I thought he was like 7 feet tall.
He might be. I don't know. He's very tall.
I looked up how.
A little bit on him is still probably like 50 pounds.
I mean, how much do you imagine he weighs? Like 400
we said
pounds?
it in the news.
Oh,
we did?
In
the news.
I don't remember.
I think he topped over 300 at one point.
I bet but he's like a giant, anyway. So, and we've seen a lot of celebrities taking, I think it started with Ozempic, all the stars were on Ozempic. Oh, it's so expensive. Only, the rich and famous can afford it. And now it's still very expensive, but some people get it covered by their insurance. There's now some cash pay programs direct from the manufacturers. There's compounded versions, which are not FDA approved medications, but another way to access this life-changing, life-saving medication.
So, and I released my 5th video on the Bridge program.
Release the house.
I don't know what that has to do with anything, but okay.
I crack myself up. Okay. Sorry.
Which has done very well. And there's lots and lots of questions out there. So today we'll take questions, whatever you guys want to talk about. Do the best we can. Very often there's somebody out there in the viewing audience who might have more experience with something like that. So you guys can chat amongst yourself.
Absolutely.
As always, please be nice to each other and to us. We appreciate that.
Especially be nice to us.
Yeah. And
who is this lady complaining about no Diet Coke in Paris?
Yeah.
All right. Anyway.
And we're happy to celebrate your wins. You started the medication. You lost some weight. You have a grandbaby. You got a new car. Whatever it is. And I might do something silly like, let's see here, put a robot up.
The robot. We really need
the dancing
to get
robot. Yeah, no.
We need some new graphics. The confetti is always good.
Confetti's a classic.
All right, so give us a reason to throw you some confetti. Tell us something good. Tell me something good that's happened in your week so far, or since last we've seen you. We have a super chat. Where is Jojo Cornelius? Kirsten says, I will listen to any advice Jojo gives me. Thank you for your $3 super chat, Kirsten. Kirsten's one of our downsized cruisers. She's a 2-time downsized cruiser. And so, yeah, she loves her kitties. Where Jojo? She was like walking around me. Let me see if I can find her real quick.
Oh, here she comes.
Oh, she
came strolling
Jojo,
in, Kirsten.
She heard me. Come here, kitty. Come here, kitty.
She'll be up in a minute.
She says, I'm not letting you pick me up, crazy lady.
That lady wants to take me home with her. What are you doing?
Last night, Jojo, it was getting late, and JoJo was outside a little too late, and I saw a fox run across the back of our yard, and I screamed, "Where's JoJo?" And JoJo was sitting in the yard, and she had watched the fox, I guess, run across the yard. She didn't seem very concerned. And then I tried to get her to come to me, but of course, she just made me chase her all over the yard. Finally, I scooped her up. All right, that's enough about JoJo. All right, hey, sit down, JoJo, so the people say hi to Kirsten. Say hi. Okay. All right. She's sitting down. All right. Now we can continue.
Hold on, I'm trying to get back to the beginning of
Get
the
back,
comments.
JoJo. Yes, I know.
It's doing
You're
all
a good
kinds of
kitty.
weird things again.
You're a good
Some days the
kitty.
comments just are
She's a good kitty.
doing weird things.
I had somebody come look at the house to get something fixed today, and they said, "What happened to your door?" I said, "Oh, that would be JoJo chewing on the doors. When JoJo wants to get into a room, she can be very
I was trying to get back to the very beginning of the
destructive.
comments, and I may not be able to. I think
All right.
it'll only start at 7:05, and I know there was comments prior
All
to
right.
that.
Well, we got off on the JoJo track, so let's get back on the GLP-1 track. Shall we?
I'm trying to. Just a second. Here we're gonna start here with Chaz Mart. There may have been a few before Chaz.
Chaz
I
Mart.
apologize.
Hi, LNC. Hi, Chaz Mart 666. Thanks for being a member of Club Downsized. You should also be a member of Club Downsized. You can click that join button and find out how. Gail Kennedy says, "Hello, Christopher." Well, oh, hey, Gail. Well, hey, girl, hey. Rebecca Bossler. Today, with the most current medical issues, I think there is going to be some time before we can access the program. I think she's talking about the bridge program.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, it opens on July 1st.
July 1st, all
if you
hell will
watch
break
the
loose.
video I
The
published,
dams will open,
yeah,
the hounds will be released, and all the people will scream in agony.
yeah. I mean, it's going to take a little while, but
Yeah.
theoretically, if it worked correctly, you should be able to get through the process in a week,
90 days.
Maybe. That's all strictly theory.
You can't tell them a week. That's not
well, if
realistic.
you follow what, no, it's probably not, because it's our government and they don't move too quickly.
They do
but
not.
theoretically, yeah.
Well, people have asked us a lot that said, I'm gonna get $50 GLP-1s on the bridge program on July 1st.
No,
Do I need to have a supply in case?
Nobody's going to get it July 1st.
Should I have some as a backup in case? Yes, you should have some. I would plan to have medication that covers you through the month of July before you can access anything from the bridge program. Maybe even for July and for August.
Mm-hmm.
That would be what I would do. And I don't like to spend money that I don't have to spend. So, but I also don't want to miss a shot, and I don't want you to miss any of your medication because of your waiting, thinking this program is going to be quick and easy, because I don't think it's going to be quick and easy. So just kind of, prepare yourself. Like, watch Christopher's videos, go to the CMS website, maybe have an advanced conversation with your doctor. A lot of doctors don't know that this is coming. They don't know anything about it. So a lot of our viewers are educating their doctors based on what's on the CMS website. And that's what Christopher bases his videos upon. Not to end the sentence with a preposition, but that's just how I roll right now. All right. What else?
What else? Oh, Ann Quintman says, hi, Barb.
Hey, Ann Quintman.
Let's see here. Let me get back up here. Oh, here we go. Pep with Pam.
Pep with Pam. Hi, everyone. Hi, Pam.
Thanks for being a member.
Marcy LP is also a member. Good evening, everyone. Lynn's here. Hey, Lynn. 919. Hello, all. We did a nice interview with Lynn, and Lynn, she'll respond to your comments.
Yeah.
If you want to see her downsized dish, it was maybe before we went on the cruise, so a couple weeks back. But she, I think she terms herself as very compliant. She followed as many rules as she could follow. So, some people are maybe not so compliant. Lynn was one of the people who followed, tracked her food, tracked her calories, tracked her protein, didn't miss a shot, like all those things. So you can kind of see what her journey looked like. I think she lost over 100 pounds, 80 pounds, 100 pounds.
I thought it was 80 something. Yeah.
It's Linda Bookmiller. It's fun to say her whole name. Hi, Linda Bookmiller. She says, hi, everybody. Just Sherry O is here. Hello, Christopher, Laraine, and Downsizers from South Carolina. Just got out of the pool to join you all. Well, hello, Sherry O. We've got another super chat. That's JoJo's. That's not really great. JoJo Cam.
Well, JoJo will have to move around then. We have a super chat. One moment, please. Super chat.
We do. And that's from Sharon Pollard, 3969. Thank you for your $9.99 super chat. Down almost 50 pounds since January 13th of this year. Still on 5 milligram compounded tirzepatide, but starting to slow down and crave sweets. I can't read the rest of it because he went away.
Oh, so sorry.
We'll discuss with doctor in July. Thanks for your inspiration. Definitely discuss with your doctor. January to now is what, like 6-ish months. So, your body's probably getting very accustomed to that 5 milligram dose. So it might be time to move up. Ask your doctor. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I would ask my doctor that question. If you're having side effects, you don't want to move up. If you're not having any side effects and the food noise is starting to come back, maybe it's time to move up to that higher dose. All right.
Yeah, the comments are doing all sorts of weird things once again today. I apologize. We'll try and hit as many questions. Probably, if I missed anybody, I apologize. You can feel free to add it in the bottom. Here's Chaz Mark. Christopher, burst my happy bubble a little today with the bridge program update. I have OSA diagnosis, so don't qualify. Just thankful it's covered for that under Medicare, just not for $50. So
obstructive,
and there's
sleep
lots
apnea.
of obviously there's lots of people upset about, and there's lots of questions about it. Obstructive sleep apnea is not a automatic denial. You are only denied if you have obstructive sleep apnea that is moderate or severe, and you are currently in 2025 or 2026 getting medication, or you are eligible to get medication from Medicare. So if you have mild sleep apnea, you are not eligible to get medication, then you should be able to get the bridge program. If you're not sure, talk to your doctor, because it's not just an automatic all sleep apnea is out. It depends on the severity of sleep apnea, and there's some questions that have come up, honestly, that I simply do not know the answer to. Like one person, and I don't remember who it was, asked, well, I have whatever severe sleep apnea, and I have Medicare Part D, but they denied me. So what happened? It doesn't say in the plan what happens if you have it and you're denied. It just doesn't say on the CMS page. We don't know what the answer to that is. I would talk to your doctor and take a swing at it. The worst thing that happens is they say no.
Ask them to submit it.
And there are some plans that there's just a lot of Medicare Part D plans that there's a lot of variables there. So don't automatically assume anything. Go for it if you're not sure. Big Dave. Good evening, everyone. Been looking forward to hanging out with my Downsized community tonight.
She's got her little
her little syringe.
Her little syringe.
Thanks for being a member, Dave. Satya from Oregon. Hello.
Hi, Satya. Linda Bookmiller, Chad Smart. I know if people had known this would be the result, they wouldn't have fought so hard for the sleep apnea diagnosis. Just doesn't seem right.
Well, I agree.
I mean, how much are you paying on it? It depends on your Part D plan, I guess.
It depends on your Part D plan, and it's a function of what you're out of pocket. Well, there's a bunch of numbers there. I'll tell you, don't get. Right now, the bridge program is only guaranteed, or not even guaranteed. It will only run through the end of 2027. No one knows what will happen after that.
It might not even continue.
It might not even continue.
They might say,
this is so
much trouble. We're done with this.
Or it might cost too much money. Or there's a lot of things that could happen.
Bust the budget with all these people.
We don't know. The sleep apnea diagnosis is a better diagnosis. It's not going to go away long term.
Yeah. And if you don't have Medicare, like we don't have Medicare, and you can get Zepbound covered for sleep apnea, God bless America. Like you won the jackpot.
It's still
really.
cheaper than the $4.99 a month that you're paying for the highest doses.
Yeah. So, it's kind of like you kind of have to work within your age bracket and your insurance coverage or lack thereof.
And it has to start somewhere. They have to set some kind of rule. They're not just going to go, everybody gets GLP-1.
You get a GLP-1 and you get a GLP-1 and you get a GLP-1. But we do, it's good for us people who are not of Medicare age. It is good that Medicare is going to cover these we want Medicare to cover these medications. Why, Laraine? Why? What do I care? I'm 57. Who cares? Well, the reason that we care is that once Medicare covers these medications, it paves the way for other bigger insurance companies to say, oh, Medicare's covering it. We're going to put it on our formulary. And then, it trickles down to the rest.
And even more than that, the fact that Medicare set the criteria for being a part of this at your starting BMI and starting comorbidities and not your current.
Yeah, that's
right. So
that's
you
big.
could be in maintenance right now, but your starting was 40 a year ago or whatever, whatever, and you are still eligible for the program.
Mm-hmm.
That is a policy that will in all likelihood roll out to commercial insurance plans, to the one that your employer pays for, and that is a good policy.
Right. So I started, Gwen. Hey, Gwen, member for 10 months. Been on tirzepatide for 64 weeks, down 47 pounds and 50 to go. Yay, Gwen. Oh, it's Nelson Smith. It's $10 super chat. Well, thank you for your super chat, Mr. Smith. Down 33 pounds in 84 days. Tirzepatide. It's pretty good. That's pretty darn good. Exercise, weights, and walking. You've made a big difference in my life. Thanks. Well, thank you. Thank you for watching. Kirsten says, my non-scale victory. I went to Kohl's to buy a pair of pants and I fit into a size small. That's because you're small, girl. I've met you. You're like you're a tiny lady now. You're a very tiny lady.
She's diminutive.
Well, I mean, she's petite. I think she's 4'11", like you, and you're small. You're like, every way you look at it, you're small. And see, now Kohl's can confirm you are indeed a size small. A lot of people, they just can't see it. One lady sent me a message through a social media channel today that said, I've lost 50 pounds. I've gone down 4 clothing sizes. I see I'm wearing these smaller clothes, but when I look in the mirror, I still see my, original weight self. And I said, you know what? Take pictures of yourself now, like full length mirror. Take pictures of yourself now. Look at pictures of yourself then. Put them side by side. Your brain has to see and it's not the same as looking in a mirror. Like mirrors lie. Mirrors are not accurate depictions of what we look like. Our brain can't see it. I don't know why. Body dysmorphia. Take photographs. Everybody has a camera phone. Take a picture. Oh, look, I have JoJo on my phone. It's my screensaver. Take pictures, compare them. You may not have any of your starting weight photos. A lot of people don't because they just weren't in a lot of photos, right? But take photos of how you look now and look at it. Like really try to get your brain to understand what's happening. And if you're, still in progress photos are great. Take them along the way.
Got all kinds of weird things going on. I'm going to do my best with the comments again. It's jumping around. YouTube's being weird today. We're going to try and focus.
Did you see Lynn G's super chat?
We did that, I thought. Or maybe we didn't. Hold on, Lynn. Here we go.
Thanks, Lynn, for your super chat of $1.99 dish. Oh, her downsized dish was on 5/6/26. Was 72 pounds gone. Now 80 pounds lost. Yeah, I saw that. I saw you updated somebody on your progress. Like you lost another 8 pounds since 5/6. Did you mean to do that? That seems like a lot. So, all right. But no, yeah, you can go look up at Lynn's downsized dish. It was on May the 6th. A good way to get our attention if your comment gets lost in the comments is to do a super chat. I mean,
you don't have to.
You don't have to.
Eventually, we'll get to it, or the 2 hours.
Because I can see it over here, and Christopher can see it over there also. But thank you, Lynn, for your super chat.
All right.
Look for the QQQ questions, Christopher.
Yeah.
If you have a question, start with the QQQ on this. It helps him pick it out.
It does indeed.
Pick it out of the comments.
Does indeed. Anthony says they gave you a Wegovy pen. Yes, they do.
Wegovy.
Tony Bonaparte says tirzepatide, not tirzepatide. Yeah, we know, Tony. She says almost every drug wrong.
My mouth doesn't make that sound. I'm sorry.
And the best thing about it is people comment about
tirzepatide, tirzepatide. I did say tirzepatide, right? Tirzepatide. I used to say trizepatide. It is not. That is not it. Tirzepatide. My mouth just doesn't like to make that sound. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Not sorry.
Nova Spark says I'm starting back at 2.5 milligrams after a break. I previously lost 160 pounds. Got up to 10 milligrams, but I had to take a 6-month break for medical reasons. So now I'm back here at 2.5 milligrams.
Makes sense.
Wish me luck. Well, good luck, Noah.
Good luck. Wow, that's a fantastic amount of progress. I'm curious, if you don't mind telling us, did you gain any weight back in that 6-month break? A lot of people are scared of that. Like, just talking to a lady today who was scared to go off of her medication for a medical procedure that was going to be maybe June, maybe July. So, it is scary when you need to do that, but you need to take care of your health, right? That's the most important thing. Just Sherry O. Laraine, my step platform was a narrow one, so I bought one like yours. Did a step aerobic video on YouTube. Boy, that is a workout. Thanks to you, I'm really enjoying adding this to my exercise routine. Well, that's fantastic. I've been doing step aerobics at my gym here for about 4 years. I've really kind of gotten into it and enjoying it. So I bought myself one for home use, and I recorded how to do the basic steps the other day. So I'll have another one coming soon. I was going to record another one today, but I just got sidetracked with other projects. So stay tuned for that. Glad you like it. MD Catania. Hey, to the hardest working duo on YouTube. The amount of work and research it must take to put out a daily video is mind-boggling. It boggles my mind also. Respect. Thank you for that. Christopher and I were talking, thinking about newsrooms of the olden times of the 1900s.
And I worked for a newspaper for 5 years.
The 1980s, 1990s.
Almost, before we were married. So
yeah,
25 years ago, I worked in a newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
And there was, 50 people in a newsroom just writing and being assistants, and another 100 people taking classified ads. And it was a huge production.
It's just us. And really, it's mostly Christopher doing it's all Christopher doing the research for the news and all that stuff. And with the tools we have now, just YouTube, for example, we couldn't have thought this up in the 90s.
Oh,
right?
They would have been impossible. Yeah.
Right. So in the 90s, it would have taken an inordinate amount of time to go to the library to research a topic, and maybe you could find some magazines with more current things than books. Remember when we all used to do that? Now, we have ChatGPT, we have Claude, we have these AI things that can go out and grab.
Or just Google.
Google.
And I have 50,000 subscribers who send me stories all the time.
Yeah. So
Tim Bancroft sends me stuff from the UK all the time.
Oh yeah.
Hello, Tim.
Yeah. So it really it makes it much easier to do today than it would have been 20 or 30 years ago. But it still takes a lot of time. Now we are still doing this full time, and we are doing this most of the hours of the day. So it does take a lot of time, but it's not like it's duplicatable. You know what I mean? Anyone could do it. It's just the amount of time that it takes. Ari Houston says, appreciate you constantly emphasizing you're not doctors. There's way too much Dunning-Kruger effect. I don't know what that means. That must be somebody who's going on in the social GLP-1 social media world. Yeah, and a lot of times,
I
like,
think that's a psychological learning effect.
I don't know what that means. You'll have to explain that to me clearly, because we are not doctors. And sometimes I feel like we've talked to people, we've heard these stories, we listen to other doctors who have podcasts and who have, medical knowledge, and we're doing this every day. Like, we're in this space, we hear the stories, we see the research, we're reading the news, Christopher's, researching, and it's a lot. It's a lot, right? So we appreciate that you guys have liked and subscribed and are following us and watched the stories, because it's a lot to figure out if you're, just coming to this GLP-1 space. It's overwhelming, really. Gary for Grace 911. Please, I am on Mounjaro 10.5 milligrams. Probably means 10 or 12.5 for 6 months. Lost 23 pounds. Did 5 days water fast. Why? No issue. A1C 7.3. No bueno. Next check July 24th. Thank you for your great videos and info. Love, blessings to all. Is there a question there?
I'm not sure. So. It's okay. Well, thank you for watching, Gary.
5 days water fast. Like, please check with your doctor. A 5-day water fast makes no sense to me. I am not a doctor. I would never do that. And don't they all come at me with your water fast. I don't want to live in a world where I have to go without food for 5 days. Like, I'm not signing up for that. I don't have to live like that on a GLP-1. I want to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. And that's what I do.
And drink water.
I don't eat snacks. I don't really need snacks. I don't think about snacks. But I think about breakfast in the morning. I was thinking about dinner about 4 o'clock today. So, and Val, that's a great reminder. Thanks. Hit the like button and remember to start your questions with QQQ or question marks.
There's
that helps us.
235 of you out there and 102 likes. And Gwen Roy gifted a Downsized membership to somebody. So the YouTube gods magically gave it out to somebody.
Thanks,
so thank you, Gwen.
Is Virginia Olson on the chat? She was trying to figure out how to gift somebody a membership. Gwen, if you see her, let her know.
George says Shaq is 7'1".
Yeah.
I think George. Did we do this one from George? Yeah.
No. GLP-1s for seniors. Hello, everyone. Congratulations, Chris and Laraine, for being the premier GLP-1 channel.
Well, thanks.
Do you remember my aunt?
He also has a channel. Go subscribe to his channel.
Do you remember my aunt?
I do.
So it won't make sense to anybody else. My aunt used to say that her property was a premier property in the town where she lived. She I don't know. We just kind of thought that was funny that time she said that. Laraine, snort. I love your humor. Linda Bookmiller. I figured out, Linda, why I like to say your name. Because I used to be a clothing buyer, and there was
this story is going to make no sense to anybody.
And there was a vendor I used to work with. Her name was Grace Miller, and she used to call us all of us up on the phone. Hello, this is Grace Miller with blah 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 clothing brokers or whatever she used to work for. So we would all imitate her and say, "Hello, Grace Miller." And now I'm like Linda Book Miller. Anyway, we may continue now.
San Diego Sandy says, do the meds ever stop working? I just went up to 12.5 and not feeling hunger suppression this time. So the way these meds work, they work metabolically. So they start.
What does that mean?
Metabolically, your entire metabolism they're impacting. So they impact insulin resistance, inflammation. Of course, they slow your digestion and help you feel full faster.
They're doing a lot of things.
So there may come a time in your journey where they stop causing weight loss. But I don't know that I've ever heard anybody where they stopped giving you all of the metabolic benefits. If you just move up to 12.5, honestly, it's more likely that that's a coincidence, and it's how your body's reacting to the medication this week. Mm-hmm. Maybe next week it'll react in a different way.
Or maybe you just need to eat more food.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of reasons, and a lot of people will call, that the beginning of a stall or something. So probably they haven't stopped working.
It's still, I'm not a doctor, but I can say with I can say empathetically and enthusiastically that these medications are still working in your body. If you're not feeling hunger suppression, that means you're feeling some hunger. Let's talk about, stop for a minute. And let's talk about feeling some hunger, because a lot of people are scared of hunger. We don't want to feel hungry. We want to suppress. We don't want to feel it. We want to eat as little as possible. We want to lose this weight. Okay. Your body fights that because your body needs a certain number of calories to keep you alive. And when your body needs food, it gives you a hunger cue, right? Now, back in the days of pre-GLP-1s, I didn't know what was hunger, what was food. I just wanted to eat all the time. I was hungry all the time. I was never full. I'd always be thinking about food. Okay, well, that's all now been managed, right? I'm still taking a 10 milligram shot every week. I've been taking it for 2.5 years. And sometimes I get hungry. I woke up this morning thinking, oh, I'm a little hungry. I want a bowl of Kashi cereal and some Fairlife milk. That's fine. If you have hunger, then that means it's your body's signal telling you to eat. And I think we need to relearn these signals now, because you're still going to get them over time on a GLP-1, and it's not a reason to panic. It's just something to recognize your body telling you it needs more food. What are you looking at? You got something else?
Oh, well, I was looking up one of the comments to see what they were talking about.
What?
Vera, who says, and I think she said this last night on the live, I'm so disheartened listening to the Queen refer to stars that are after a 20% weight loss. The meds no longer are arg. Vera, I don't know what Queen you're talking about.
The Counts of Shopping, maybe?
Well, I can't imagine the Count of. I don't know what
stars after.
Give me more on that, Vera. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
These medications don't just stop working like you don't get to 20% of your body weight loss and then they just stop. Like the clinical trial, we need to talk about clinical trial results versus real life people.
So when Lilly or Novo quote a clinical trial result, it's an average number across the total number of participants in the trial. So if there were 100 people in the trial, one lost 5 pounds, one lost 500 pounds, and there was every bit in between. They take those numbers and average them out, and you get whatever that number is in the middle, 18%, 20%, whatever that number is. If you dive deeper into the trials, you can go see, and they always report 20% lost this percent of weight, 10% lost this percent of weight, and it gives you the breakdown. Mm-hmm. There's no magic timer that stops weight loss at 72 weeks, 52 weeks, and there's no magic switch that stops after X percentage of weight loss. No. I'm not sure that's what you're asking, but maybe you are. I don't know.
But maybe that's what it is. I don't think we've gotten to the point where people say, oh, I've been on this medication for 3 years and now it does nothing and I'm going to quit taking it. I mean, maybe they think that, but we know people who have been on these medications 2 years, 3 years, 4 years and longer. And maybe they do stop losing weight because now they've lost 100 pounds or 200 pounds or whatever.
And your body's
gotten to a point where it's, if you've gotten to a point where you went from 405 pounds to 120 pounds, your body's just going to say, we're done losing weight. You're good. You know what I mean? But you still need to keep taking the medication to maintain that weight loss. Most people, 80% of people. Terry Schwartz says, so now I'm in maintenance. Curious, what are some of your biggest challenges that you have found since you both have been there a while? Officially, I started maintenance last week. Biggest challenges. Well, you don't see a drop on the scale every week like you used to. And that was a real dopamine hit for me, seeing that number on the scale go down. Now the number's just kind of hanging out, like in this 3 to 5 pound range. And it's not very exciting anymore. It's not like, yay, me. It's just kind of, we're living our life here. Right. So what's some of your biggest challenges, Christopher Durham?
Mostly you.
Always. Number one challenge.
It's a joke, but Lorraine's since as long as we've been married, and I think all of her life, her number one goal has been to lose weight.
Lose weight.
So when you take
Since
away
I was 10 years
when you
old.
take away her number
I don't
one
have a number one goal. What goal do I replace it with now? Drinking water, number one goal. Eating protein, number one goal. Working out, number one goal. I'm a goal-oriented person.
She still hasn't figured it out, I'll tell you, but we're getting there. We try every day. You are kind of wound up today.
What's your biggest challenge?
I
got no challenges. All my problems are solved. The
It's
unicorns and rainbows have appeared. My life is now
certainly
complete.
not the case. I mean, I think, well, I do believe that the medications are actually responsible for the vast majority of this. It is a good thing to eat better. It is a good thing to do all the other things. I think the medications help us get there, though. I don't.
What are you trying to say?
Well, let me finish, and I will.
All right.
Thank you, my
Please do.
love. So all of those things that you've learned along the way then have to adapt, because you've been eating in a calorie deficit for a year or 6 months, however long it took you to lose your weight, and you then have to add calories back in, or you're going to continue to lose weight for a lot of people. So it's finding that balance of what's the proper dose for you, what's the proper amount of calories, and for some people they are sensitive to some macros, like you might be sensitive to carbs or whatever. We don't cut anything out, but we certainly do reduce some things. And what is the activity level that helps you keep that on balance? And there's not a set answer to it. So it's a constant adjustment. You can't say this dose, this calorie count, I skip rope for 20 minutes every day, and it's going to work like this for the rest of my life.
It's funny that you mentioned skip rope.
It's not, because your body's constantly changing. So it's that balancing act. Right.
And, we just got off a cruise, right? We were gone for 10, 11 days total, I think. We came back, our weight was up. Mine was up 2 pounds. His was up a little bit more. And, it's like, boo. But you know what? It's just life, right? It's fine. A lot of people on the Downsized cruise, maybe were up a pound or two, and then they got home and it came right back off because, it's water weight, or it's a temporary, gain from this, whatever. So, it's just learning to navigate life at this point. How do I do that on a GLP-1? How do I go on a cruise on a GLP-1? It's funny, the people who aren't on GLP-1s, and I tell them about a cruise, our Downsized cruise, they said, "Oh, did the cruise line make special food for your group?" Which I thought was really funny the first time somebody asked me that. And then somebody else asked me that the other day. And I'm like, it wasn't about the food at all. It wasn't about anybody caring what anybody ate.
But they don't understand that it's not a diet.
That's what it is. I mean, so people without the disease of obesity, it's hard for them to understand a lot of things about us with the disease of obesity, right? They don't hear food noise. They don't understand
taking GLP-1s. They don't understand.
They don't understand the they just don't understand. So no, it wasn't. No, that they didn't make us special diet meals and we didn't sit around eating lettuce and chicken breasts. Nah, I was getting a tiramisu for dessert, and we were, dancing on the deck, and we were like hanging out. It was a fun time. Amy Loses It says, "I went on a weekend trip and didn't gain weight." I think that's a victory also, Amy. Congratulations. Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Well, and when you don't have that food noise in your brain, it really takes the focus off of food, which, duh, right? But, when you're not so worried about what am I going to eat next, and what are they going to serve me, and when am I going to get a snack, then you have time and space to talk to people, to have new experiences, to do other things. It's very freeing. How to ham Tom. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Not a Doctor. I had labs done this morning, was fasting, but my stomach can take greater than 12 hours to empty. Have either of you had lab result issues with results? No, but a friend of ours
That's not the
did.
same thing.
I haven't had that issue with not being properly fasted for lab results.
What I would tell you is we all the time hear about people in weight loss that see lab results do weird things.
Mm-hmm.
You can see your cholesterol go up. You can see your vitamin levels change. There's a lot of things that happens as you lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really not related to GLP-1 specifically, other than you're successful at losing weight. The other thing I will tell you, and Lorraine's probably a great example of this, is just because you have access to your blood work and you can go read it doesn't mean you know what you're looking at.
Well, me and Dr. Google.
So she will look at it and go, "Oh my God, my blah 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 is up," and the doctor's like, "It doesn't matter, Lorraine. Stop it."
Like, no one cares. Yeah.
So,
but it's in the red zone. You're fine. Yeah. I mean, maybe you need to fast a little bit longer. Maybe talk to your doctor about that. I mean, how did you know your stomach wasn't empty? Like, how do you feel that? Do you just think that? Like, did it affect your blood work? Like, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but usually my doctors, when I do lab work, they say, well, are you fasting or not fasting? It doesn't matter. I just need to know so the blood work results can be adjusted. So maybe that's something to ask your doctor about.
Beyond that, I have talked to a number of people who have also had some nutrient and vitamin deficiencies because they just weren't eating enough.
Yeah.
So that their doctors, and it wasn't that they said, go get a shot of B12 or something. It was that the doctor said, hey, let's give you a specific whatever you were deficient in. Let's make sure you've got a multivitamin, and wrote a plan for that person based off of their specific needs.
That's not really what he's talking about. But
I think it is. Fine. What are the lab results that he's talking about then?
It's his stomach not emptying, and did it affect his lab results?
Well, I think the same thing.
Metabolic Midwife says, at San Diego Sandy, it can be different. Hunger suppression lessens over time for many people. GLP-1 for seniors. I have finally convinced myself that I am finally at goal weight. All right. 186 pounds, down 70 pounds, and another 42 pounds from my highest weight. Not lost on GLP-1s, just white knuckling. Oh, so you lost 42 and then got on a GLP-1 and lost 70. Yeah, it counts. It all counts, right? I've white knuckled many a 20, 30, 40 pound weight loss. And it's hard. It's a lot harder. GLP-1s really give us the control that we've always been looking for. And congratulations on your goal weight. Chasmart, yesterday I took my 15th Zepbound, and today hit 40 pounds lost on my Rimfo. Fantastic. I mean, 15 weeks, 40 pounds. Pretty good. Pretty good. Metabolic Midwife says, questions, please start questions with 3 question marks or QQQ. That helps Christopher pick them out of the line out. Lavender Cat, hello. NSV, my son is engaged and planning a wedding for mid-August. I ordered a dress online, had a really big choice of things, and it fit out of the box. Just need to have the hem raised. Well, that's fantastic. That's really exciting, right? I never used to order things online because I'm like, it's just going to be too small. I'm not going to be able to wear it. And I would advise, taking your measurements with a measuring tape, comparing it to the size chart. That can be very helpful. But good for you. That's fantastic.
Satya, I'm not sure why you're telling us, but you say I have tried and tried. A lot of us have tried and tried. That's what you're here for. So I assume, hopefully you've started a GLP-1. I think maybe you had a comment earlier. And, you'll get there. This is a Lorraine question.
Seen as IG9YI. What are people doing for hair loss? I've tried everything. All right, well, I just made a video about hair loss, and once you go through all the things that, like are you eating enough protein? Are you getting enough nutrition? Once you go through all those kinds of things, say, yeah, I'm doing all that. there are some prescription medications that you can get from a doctor, right? So, I use Mochi Health. I can get those things from my Mochi Health doctor. You might want to ask your doctor about, minoxidil or one of those prescription strength medications, because they have been helpful for people. Like some people talk about the Nutrafol vitamins, and something like that might help. You might want to ask your doctor.
The biggest thing I can tell you about side effects in that one specifically, but all of them really, is there is no 100% way to stop a side effect.
I thought you were going to say hair loss.
Any of them.
Yeah.
I mean, you just there's no one answer that's going to stop it. Some things might minimize them, and you might learn over time. What we know about hair loss specifically, though, is, and Laraine talks about it in her video, you can go back and watch the video,
You lose hair for all kinds of reasons.
is that you'll lose it from all kinds of traumas, and typically it's a short-term side effect, and your hair will come back.
Right.
So although it's scary right now,
Right.
it'll probably be okay.
I mean, one lady put a comment on the video, like she had lost over half of her hair, was falling out. Like that, I would go to the doctor immediately and get a prescription medication. But for me, like about 3 or 4 months in, it was coming out. Like I have a lot of hair, but it was coming out in the shower, and I was like, what's going on? But once I hit maintenance and started eating more calories, it came back. So, and also with pregnancy, I had 3 kids. Like every time I got pregnant, my hair would go super thick. And then every time I gave birth, it would shed like crazy and come out. So there's all kinds of reasons for hair loss, and on any diet, not just GLP-1s. I'm not calling GLP-1s a diet, but anytime you are eating in a calorie deficit for a long period of time, you can lose hair. Watch my video. It's not very long. It's a short one. Elizabeth's new life. I have been on tirzepatide for 15 weeks and have lost 31 pounds. Congratulations. Today, for the first time, someone commented that they noticed I have lost weight. Yay! Well, that's nice. That's always, I always like it when someone notices, right? Christopher's like, I'm never going to comment on anybody's weight. I didn't comment when you were big. I'm not going to comment when you're small.
Yeah, that's just my general policy.
Yeah. Me, I'm like, girl, what'd you do? You look fantastic. Tell me all about it.
I will in this unusual world of GLP-1s, but if we went to a party in our neighborhood,
yeah,
I'm not going to say, hey, girl, you put on 50 pounds. And I'm also not going to say, hey, girl, you took off 50 pounds.
Yeah, no, you look fantastic. Tell me all about it. Tell me how you did it. And you better know I'm going to tell you all about GLP-1s if anybody asks me. Rose just gave us a super chat.
Okay, we'll read that one and then we'll go to Rose.
Grace 911. To Christopher and Laraine, thank you so much. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. Melody Beatty. Well, that's a great thought, right? We have to appreciate and be grateful for things that we have, and it's fantastic. Agree 100%.
And there's Rose.
Rose went on the cruise with us. Rose MBB 2328. Thank you for your $9.99 super chat. We appreciate you. Thanks for being a member, and thanks for going on the Downsized cruise. She didn't have a comment. Sharon Pollard gave us a $9.99 super chat. Thank you, Sharon. Down almost 50
I think we did that one already, but we'll do it again.
Yeah, we already did that again. Sharon, you're getting the second shout out. Down almost 50 pounds since January 13th, still on 5. Yeah, that's the lady who maybe needs to go up in dose. I'm not a doctor. We'll discuss with doctor in July. Thanks for your inspiration.
Turn that one off. Let me get back to where I was.
If you feel like, maybe it's time for you to go up in dose, there's no shame in going up in dose. It doesn't matter if you're losing weight on 2.5, or it doesn't matter if you're not losing any weight till you get to 10. Like, you got to find the dose that works for you.
And I'll tell you a secret. There's a lot of people out there that believe that by slowly titrating, you may extend the amount of weight you're going to lose over time. Maybe, but there's no research that says that.
Yeah.
Honestly, most of the doctors, because I ask this question all the time, most of the doctors believe that your body's going to do what your body is going to do regardless of how quickly you titrate. Mm-hmm. And you're going to lose. It's not a function of slow titration. Slow titration for them is really about keeping you on the medications and keeping your side effects down. It doesn't necessarily mean you lose more weight.
For example, if you go up to, say, 10 milligrams and suddenly you are so constipated you can't function, that's a problem, right? Maybe that dose is too high for you. So if you're having side effects, you definitely don't want to move up. But if it's been a while, you're cruising along, and maybe it's been, I don't know, a month, 2 months, 3 months, and then you start I'm thinking about donuts across town, and maybe I'm gonna go get in my car and go get one. That's food noise coming back, and maybe, talk to your doctor. Maybe it's time for you to go up in dose. Everybody gets used to the dose.
Gwen Roy Rosen, another Downsized gift membership. Thank you, Gwen. Marcy Bowden says, question, my doctor wants to know which pharmacy to send request to. Whatever your local pharmacy is, just make sure that they follow the instructions in the video. So there's a specific statement and a code that it needs to be done with.
Yeah.
And honestly, you can't really do it until July 1st because the bridge program has to be open. Right. So once July 1st, they can submit it. Theoretically, it'll get denied within 72 hours. Then it will automatically, if the government system and the Humana system works correctly, push a request for a pre-authorization to your doctor, who will have to fill out the form and push it back. And then they are supposed to respond back within 72 hours of that too. So add the 272.
Who's supposed to respond in 72 hours?
CMS. They're supposed to say yay or no within 72 hours of that. And when they do that, then you should be able to have them submit a new prescription to your pharmacy and get your medication. So theoretically, if everything went perfectly, a day, 72 hours, a day, 72 hours, week, 10 days, maybe you'd have your medication.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's going to go that fast.
You can send it to any CVS, Walgreens, whatever.
Amazon pharmacy.
I hope that someone is warning the pharmacists of the world that what's going to happen to them on July 1st, right? They're going to get a deluge of prescriptions that are going to come in and be rejected, and then have to. It's gonna be a lot.
The other thing that I would say, when you go into your pharmacy, it is going to be denied the first time.
Right.
And that is the way the system is set up.
That's just going to happen.
And that sucks.
Don't take it out on the pharmacist.
Yeah, be nice to the pharmacist. Although
they don't know what's going on.
Although I have yelled at pharmacists before.
Oh, yeah,
This is not their fault.
This is not the time for that. Right.
So
that's a story for another day.
Yeah, that's a different story.
Should we tell that story?
Not right now.
Not right now. All right. Yeah, the pharmacists have no idea what's coming. And if you have other medications that you need filled, you might want to do that before July 1st, because it's going to be
Because if you walk
chaos.
in and there's 165-plus-year-olds standing in line waiting for their prescription that's getting denied, and they're all ticked
they're
off,
all going to be mad about it.
it's a bad day in the pharmacy.
Yeah, that's a bad day to be a Walmart pharmacist.
Costco, whoever. Jazz, I do think I hit your thing about your OSA.
I think we did.
Yeah,
we did talk about that.
I do think we did.
And Gutman, question for everyone. How many people on GLP-1s who used to freak out about gaining weight on vacation no longer fear it? Raise your hand. I'm raising. Are you raising your hand?
Yeah.
If that's you, hit the like button. If you already hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. All right. So that's, so many people, right? Because now I used to say, we're going to the beach for a week. I know I'm just going to eat. There's going to be ice cream. We're going to go out for pizza. I'll probably come back 5 pounds up or more. Easy, right? And now, I think when we went away for that long transatlantic cruise we did, I think I came back and I think I was only up a pound or 2 pounds.
I think I was up 7, but I lost it.
I think I was up more than 2.
It wasn't a big deal.
But I got it back down, right? So I know that if I keep taking my medication, I keep working my other things I can work on, my water, my protein, my exercise, it's all going to be okay. It's not going to be the end of the world. All my weight is not coming back, and I can live my life. And that's what we want to do, right? We just want to live like normal people.
Sue Maloney says, how can I find out if my retiree Medicare Part D will qualify? HR has no clue, and neither does Express Scripts. Thank you. So as long as you have a Medicare Part D program, then you are eligible for Bridge. It doesn't mean that you actually get Bridge. Please go back and watch my video. It's almost 30 minutes long, but I walk you through step by step. So the Bridge program exists outside of Medicare altogether, but it does require that you have a Medicare Part D program. And there's 3 levels of qualification that are medically defined. You can also go to the CMS website. If you search for CMS Medicare GLP-1 Bridge, all the content's there as well. There are guides for beneficiaries, guides for pharmacies, guides for doctors on there now. You can see all kinds of fun stuff. But assuming you have a Part D program, then that's the first hurdle. You've made it past that. The next hurdle is, do you medically qualify for the program? And there's 3 tiers of it.
More? Jojo says, I love this. It's my favorite scratchy. Jeff Holsworth, 65, down 50 since March 3rd. And I had 2 people notice this week, and that felt great. Well, good for you, Jeff. Congratulations. Jojo says, more scratchies, please.
Hold on, let me give Jeff some confetti. There we go, Jeff. There we go.
Jojo, can you clap? Jojo says, no, kitties don't clap. All right.
Kitties don't clap.
Kitties don't clap.
Hello, LNC. Do any downsizers have or had nocturnal hypoxemia? I'm positive I can't say that word. Needing oxygen while sleeping. My pulmonologist ran many tests, no calls. Doctor called me an enigma. I haven't heard of that, Margaret.
It's an enigma. What's that from the Charlie Brown? You're a good man, Charlie Brown. There's a whole song about it, an enigma. Nocturnal
Hypoxemia?
Hypoxemia?
Well, that may be correct.
I think that sounds right. Needing oxygen while sleeping. I got nothing on that, Margaret. Got nothing on that.
I haven't even heard anything about that. So, but maybe there's somebody out there who has.
Is it like a form of sleep apnea or like a worse form of? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing on that one. Let's see here. Question from Terry Schwartz.
Terry Schwartz. Do you think the Bridge program will affect regular compounded tirzepatide, like through telehealth or pharmacy, as far as delays?
No, it will have absolutely nothing to do with it. Compounded. Nah. So the Bridge program only carries branded medication.
Yeah.
So it'll have the Zepbound Quick Pen. It'll have it'll have Foundeo, the pill, from Eli Lilly, and it'll have Wegovy, both pill, the Wegovy oral, and the Wegovy injection.
Yeah.
So it should not have any.
So you're
honestly, if anything, it'll make compounded more available because all those people will stop using compounded.
Right. If you can get the brand name
for $50,
Zepbound for $50, you better know I'd be getting the brand name for $50 instead of this guy for $199 a month. Yeah.
If anything, it makes it more available.
It'll free up the compounders to send more to us non-65 age folks.
CNAS. I'm not sure who you are, CNAS.
No, we don't.
Where have you been, CNAS?
We got videos. We got videos for you to watch on that.
There are 5 videos out there, CNAS, but I'll give you the 30-second overview. 30-second overview. The Bridge program is a program run by the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services that the current administration is using to test whether or not people on Medicare are eligible for Medicare that are 65 or older can get $50 a month GLP-1s. So Zepbound, Wegovy, Foundeo. It is currently actually against the law to prescribe and pay for to pay for obesity medications with Medicare funds. So they're using it as a test to see how it impacts it, not to be able to go back and change the law. It is a short-term test that will run through the end of 2027 that opens on July 1st. I have a whole video out of it that came out on Tuesday that walks you through all the process, how you're eligible. If you want to know the medical requirements, you can also go to
cms.gov/Medicare/coverage/prescription-drug-coverage-1-bridge.
Jesus, or just search GLP-1 CMS Medicare.
Yeah.
So it's a test program that hopefully will get a lot of people a reasonable price on their medication. It will
For 6
not
months
cover
anyway.
everyone. There are exceptions. And I did a 30-minute video on it. So.
And JoJo has left the chat.
Here's.
Why don't you take JoJo's?
Take the JoJo cam down. There we go.
Satya says, I am so tired of trying to get this approved for sleep apnea. I was just eligible to Medicare as of May. I just placed my first order of compound, so I should be starting once I get the shipment.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Let's see here. San Diego. Sandy.
I've lost 30 pounds and hunger is back with a vengeance. Did you stop taking your medication? Why is your hunger back with a vengeance? Does the hunger suppression go away? I just bumped up to 12.5 and I'm still starving. What do you eat in San Diego, Sandy? Are you eating enough calories? Number one, are you getting enough nutrition? Your body sounds like it's fighting back a little bit. I would look at the amount of calories that you're eating, and starving is, you know, I say all the time I'm starving, but am I really starving? Do I just want to eat something? Is it food noise? Is it hunger? Like what is really going on here? Are you drinking your water? Are you getting enough sleep? Like maybe you need to go up to, well, no, if you just went up to 12.5,
maybe you just need to give it a week or two.
I would hang in there. I'd make sure you're eating protein with every meal. At every time you eat something, it should have protein, and you should be eating that protein first, right? So really focus on that, and focus on make sure you're getting enough calories. Like if you're not eating over 1,000 calories, like your body's going to rebel. Okay. That's just anybody. But yeah, I would protein, sleep, water, make sure those pillars are strong, and then check back.
Trisha9940, question. I don't understand the meaning of prior authorization step. I'm on compounded tirzepatide. If I wasn't able to get coverage before, how would I have prior authorization? Prior authorization is just a weird word that insurance companies use. Yes. So don't worry about what you couldn't get before. In this new bridge program, they have defined the requirements. So as long as you meet the requirements, and actually I just pulled them up because I'm going to give them to you. But so the clinical criteria for a GLP-1, and I'll walk you guys through this.
Oh, are we really going to?
Yeah, we're really going to do this. Of course, you have to be eligible for Medicare first. Right, you have to be eligible for Medicare.
65.
Or there's other, so you have to, or be a beneficiary at least 18 years old. Yeah, but you have to be. So there are other reasons that there's Medicare. There is indeed. There's 3 different tiers of eligibility. The first tier is you have a BMI greater than or equal to 30 at the time of initiating GLP-1s with a diagnosis of one or more of the following. Heart failure with preserved ejection fraction, uncontrolled hypertension defined as systolic blood pressure above 140. This is all in the video, and it goes into details on what that means. Chronic kidney disease. Let's see here. The next tier is you have a BMI greater than or equal to 35 at the time of initiation. So that one's just a BMI. Think so more than BMI. The second one is you have a 30 or you have some comorbidities. And the third tier is you have 27, which is technically at almost a normal BMI. But then you have very serious comorbidities. Prediabetes as defined by the American Diabetes Association guidelines, a previous myocardial infarction, or a previous stroke or symptomatic peripheral artery disease. If any of those sound like you, and you are currently on Medicare and you don't have another diagnosis that's covering you, so sleep apnea, cardiac things, then you may be eligible for the Bridge program. Talk to your doctor. Your doctor has a form called a pre-authorization that he will have to fill out, or she will have to fill out, and go through the process to get you approved. But it's outside of your regular Medicare Part D. And if you're approved, the cost is $50. The $50 does not go towards your total spend. It's $50 regardless. So go watch the video. I go into a great deal of detail on it.
I didn't know what a prior authorization was before we started trying to get this filled at the pharmacy for Christopher and some other members of our family. What a prior authorization normally is your doctor writes you a prescription, and you go to CVS to pick it up, and the CVS says, oh, the insurance company says you need a prior authorization. And you're like, well, what do you mean? My doctor prescribed it for me. Well, the insurance company wants to send it back to the doctor's office and say, did you really mean to prescribe this? And the doctor's office has to approve the prior authorization and say, yes, I really meant to prescribe this for my patient.
And it's the same thing. It's just there's a form with this one.
That's the prior authorization.
Yeah.
So then if the doctor says, yes, I really did, the insurance company gets it back. And at that point, the insurance company either approves it and you can fill the medication at the pharmacy, or the insurance company says, you know what? We're not going to give it to you anyway, and they reject it. So it's a painful thing that happens in our American healthcare system that makes very little sense to me personally. Sherry Rudin, just started with Mochi and need to order for the second time. If I want to up the dose, do I have to talk to the doctor again? Probably, but sometimes you can go into the Mochi portal and go to reorder your medication, and there's a lot of times there'll be a drop-down box, and you might be able to just pick that next higher dose, depending on how, maybe how long you've been on it. And a lot of times your doctor will just look at it, and maybe the doctor will send you a message like, are you having any side effects? And you can message back and say, no side effects, everything's good, whatever. And oftentimes the doctor will just approve it with just maybe some messages back and forth. Sometimes they'll just approve it without asking you any questions. They might want to know your weight. They might ask you some questions, but maybe not. Week 64, just started 15 milligrams, almost down 50 pounds, 50 to go. That's great, Gwen. Good job. GLP-1s for seniors. Anyone want my CPAP? Real cheap. LOL. Have not needed the machine for the last 2 months. Now at goal, 70 pounds down in 10 months. Got into 34. Oh, from waist size pants down from 40 and 42s. I think that's where Mr. Durham is too.
Really, I need a 33. Sometimes 32s fit, sometimes 34s fit. You would think, given that it's an actual measurement, that would always be true, but it's not.
The Gap, back in the 90s, when I was an assistant manager at the Gap, we had 33s, but not a whole lot.
They're rare.
Those odd sizes.
You don't see them very often.
Yeah, but they have like 30 and 31 and 32. Not many 33s. 34 was the popular size. Not many 35s. 36. No 37s. 38. Why? I don't know. Becky Clark, has there been a discussion on Dr. Spencer Nadolsky's video with Dr. Mindy? I'm disappointed in her opinion. Who's Dr. Mindy?
I haven't seen it. She watches Spencer all the time, so
I do. I
haven't seen that.
I haven't pulled up his Docs Who Lift podcast in a while. I'm assuming it's probably on there.
I mean, I can tell you they're pretty anti-compounding, so it wouldn't shock me if that's what they were talking about.
I don't know. I don't know who Dr. Mindy is. I don't know. I got nothing on that.
We'll go watch it. I'll go look for it. I haven't seen it.
We'll look for it and report back to you, Miss Becky. Nelson Smith, really enjoy the Me Again app that Christopher recommended, helping with my hydration and protein.
That's awesome.
Well, that's fantastic. Yeah, I use the Me Again app. It's on my phone. I think if you go to the App Store and you type in, I don't remember if it's just Downsized or The Downsized. I think you can get some savings if you want to get that app. Trisha says, prior authorization step confuses me. My doc gave me a script for Wegovy last year, but not approved by Medicare. Now I'm on tirzepatide via Noom. Will I just need a script for Zepbound? Yeah, so
Trisha, please watch the video. I go through step by step what you'll have to do. So you will have to go to your doctor. They will have to send a prescription after July 1st to your drugstore, that prescription, and it'll have to be marked appropriately. And I don't remember the language of it, but they're in all caps. It's like for the bridge program, and there's a number. I don't remember the number. I apologize, but it's in the video. That will get denied. It will then force a pre-authorization form to go to your doctor. Your doctor will have to fill that form out. It's not hard, and it will send it, and then theoretically within 72 hours that will be approved or denied, and then you'll be able to get the medication. Okay, so there's a couple of steps there. Nothing's hard, but watch the video.
If you want to jump through these hoops, Trisha, you may be able to get brand name Zepbound. You're on tirzepatide. You may be able to get brand name Zepbound for $50 a month. Now, I don't know what you're paying with Noom, but I'm sure it's more than $50 a month. If you don't want to mess with it, you just want to go on with your Noom compounded tirzepatide, you can just stay on there. It's fine. But if you want to, it's up to you. It's all about the dog. Hit 75-pound loss last week. 20 more to go, 1.5 years. Haven't been this clothing size since 1981. I'm 71, the end of June. No longer pre-diabetic, BP normal, oncologist thrilled. Looking forward to bridge program. Sounds all good. Congratulations.
It does. Let's see here. There's 297 of you out there and 186 likes. Please hit like if you would. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do.
Sally Newhouse. Covered is a relative term. Under my insurance for obstructive sleep apnea, I had to pay $6.99 for Zepbound. I mean, you can get it cheaper than that with the Lilly Direct. No coupon for Medicare. On compound for $1.99. That's what I do. Compound for $1.99. $50 would be nice, but we really don't know how this program will end up.
Yeah, that is the case.
You're exactly right.
Joel Lorello, once July 1st comes and my doctor needs to submit my prescription to get the first denial, are they submitting it through the Humana system or in my local pharmacy? In your local pharmacy.
Local pharmacy.
CJR question. I was watching a YouTube video and they said time is ticking. They said these meds stop working as well in about 60 to 70 weeks. They said they wished they would have moved up more quickly. CJR, there's no time ticking. The medications do not magically stop working.
We're on like
because
week
of
130.
A time limit. That it just doesn't exist.
We've been on this for 2.5 years. We started September 29th, 2023, and they're still working. And
the reality is moving up more quickly would not have necessarily made them lose more weight. And if it did, it would have been unhealthy because the healthy range is still 0.5 to 2 pounds
per week.
And if you start losing more than that, your doctor becomes concerned. You're going to have side effects. You're going to lose muscle. You're going to do all kinds of things. So you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
There's also zero evidence that titrating more quickly will make you lose more weight. There's also zero evidence that titrating slowly will extend the amount of weight you lose.
I really, and thank you for bringing this up, CJR. I really have a problem with people on the internet who wanted, it's urgent. This is going to happen right now. You got to do this right now, or you're going to blah, blah, blah. It makes me crazy. It makes me crazy because they get people worked up for what? For clicks, for views, to make people upset. Like I don't like that at all. So, we don't sensationalize things. We're going to put things very plainly. This man is going to tell the people trying to get $50 GLP-1s on Medicare over and over and over again how to do it. He's made, 5 videos, 6 videos, still get questions, still answering. We are here to level set your expectations, right? We're going to give you the latest information. We're going to bring you the news every Monday, the latest news in the GLP-1 world. So, I don't know what everybody else is screaming about and worrying you about, but these meds do not stop working in 60 to 70. That's not a thing.
So what I can tell you is when you look at the trials, so from both Novo and from Lilly, typically those trials will run between 52 and 72, 74 weeks. And that's just how long the trials ran.
And they stopped the trial.
And then they stopped the trial. Some of them they've extended it and they go longer. Very often you see the weight loss numbers stop after 50 to 72 weeks. And it's a function of, if you dive deeper into the research, the people got to their goal weight. So there was no more weight for them to lose. Right. They lost their 50 pounds, 100 pounds, 200 pounds, whatever it is they had to lose.
That's like me.
So seeing that chart go down, well, that's it. Basically, after I lost 100 pounds in about 15 months. So if you look at my chart, did it stop? Yeah, it did stop because I'm at goal. I don't need to lose any more weight. And you can go, if you want to go look, you can search for Surmount Maintain, Lilly's trials. There's hundreds of pages. There's 5 or 6 different levels of it, diabetic, sleep apnea, all kinds of stuff. You can see all the data. There's no evidence that there's a clock that magically stops and it stops working.
No.
There is evidence people succeeded and they didn't need to lose any more weight.
Yeah. Your body has these set points, or Dr. Anya Yastreboff calls them your enough points. And your body will naturally resist losing weight when you get to one of these points. You can force it down with more medication or, you might want to check out the book Enough. It was written by Dr. Anya Yastreboff and Oprah Winfrey. Now, Oprah Winfrey's just adding some colorful personal stories, but the doctor really spells out for you how these medications work. She gives it in a very straightforward language. You can also listen to it on an audiobook. If you don't like to read, you can listen to it in your car when you're driving to work or wherever. There's a lot of ways for people to access information from doctors about these medications, and that is really the best way to educate yourself on what these do. We're not doctors. We don't, sometimes we interview doctors. I love when doctors come on our show, but we're not doctors.
I've got a couple of coming up that are going to be super cool. The other thing I'll tell you is, if somebody's telling you should speed to weight loss, that this is a rush, this is a sprint, it's not healthy, don't do it. No. It's just not. Take your time. You'll get there. Do it in a healthy way. Work with your doctor. Eat the nutrition. Get the vitamins you need. And it's going to work out a lot better for you. It's going to. Linda Orman says, celebrating 100 I think it's just Orman. Dorman. There you go. Linda Dorman, sorry. Says, celebrating 103 pounds lost in 1 year, starting weight 244, nice. Current weight 141.
Nice.
Stayed on 2.5 milligrams for 4 months, 5 for the last 8th, coasting towards my goal of 125 and looking forward to maintenance.
Sounds like you're doing great, Linda.
So Linda is a good example of what I was saying. Is she's going to basically probably be on this. She's got a few more to lose, maybe 13, 14, 15 months, right? And she's going to stop losing weight because she's at her goal weight.
Or maybe she might have to adjust her. It just depends. Everybody's wondering,
it's a choice. It's not that the medicine magically stopped working. It's that she chose to go to maintenance. Yeah.
Right.
Well, we know Barb has been on it forever. She says, been on GLP-1s for 4 years on 15 milligrams. In 3 years, it works fantastic, down 280 pounds and holding it 16 months.
Yep. Sally Newhouse says, my daughter's friend started Lilly and is titrating up each month and says she wants to lose fast. Doesn't everyone want to lose fast, right? How do I explain she doesn't need to do that? Well, like Christopher just mentioned, you can tell her that the average weekly weight loss on these medications is between 0.5 pound and 2 pounds a week. Okay, that's safe and effective weight loss.
But
right?
here's the thing, Sally. Both Lilly and Novo still in their documentation recommend titrating up every month. That's not the popular wisdom. That's not what most obesity doctors will tell you, but it's not completely wrong. it will still work as long as she's not having side effects.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As long as it's not making her sick,
Right.
throwing up, constipation. It's not what I would do personally, but it's not completely wrong. So if she's in her doctor's care and it's going okay, it just means she'll stay at the highest dose longer. It's not the end of the world. And I know people are like, oh, of course it is. You shouldn't be on that high dose. There are many, many, many people who have done that and been very successful with it, as long as the side effects are being managed.
A higher dose doesn't necessarily equal faster weight loss. Like a lot of people think, oh, I want to get on that top dose because I'll lose faster. That's really not a thing. Most people can lose weight on every dose, right? It's the side effects where that's why there's a titration schedule. Because if you started on the top dose, like you'd be sick, throwing up, you wouldn't be able to eat. Like you want to get your body used to the medication slowly. That's why there's a step up in dosages. Everybody wants to lose fast, though. I always want to lose fast. Like, I understand why, but this isn't a quick fix. This is a long-term prescription treatment for the disease of obesity. Okay. Did Sarah just leave?
Sounds like it. She opened the door.
Oh, Elizabeth Pearson, 92 pounds down in 1 year. Working on the last 7 or 8 pounds. Might take another year. LOL. Loved Christopher's bridge information yesterday.
Well, thank you.
Helpful. Well, thanks for watching that, Elizabeth. We appreciate you. And congratulations on your 92 pounds in a year. That's excellent. See, that's less than 2 pounds a week, right? Safe and effective weight loss. Nova Sparks, 39. I did gain about 40 pounds back during that 6-month break. Yeah, but I would chalk part of that up to the medical situation and some to the discontinuation of tirzepatide. However, my A1C stayed low at 4.1. Well, that's good. I think you said you lost a total of 140 and then had to go off for medical reasons for 6 months. So 40 back is plus, the medical. I don't think that's bad at all. So I hope you'll start it back and that'll come right back off. Virginia Olson's here. Scale of victory other than the 3 numbers for weight. 12, 6, 26. Visceral fat was 14. Today, 6 months later, it's 10. Yay. Well, good for you, Virginia. And I really like some of these scales, like we're sponsored by the Human Body Pod, that show you other metrics to focus on besides just your numerical weight, like visceral fat, because visceral fat is the fat around your organs that you do not want. So hers has come down substantially. So that's great, Virginia. If you want a Human Body Pod, our link and code are in the description. CJR, last 2 weeks have been a blur due to eye surgery. Doc said I can take a walk, but that's all, nothing strenuous. On 5 milligrams Zepbound, down 58, but have eaten horrible the last week. Time to get back on track. You know what? Give yourself a break. You had eye surgery. I'm sure that was a lot. And, just rest, recuperate. You're back on your Zepbound and give yourself some grace. Eat some protein. You'll, just get back as you can. Take care of yourself.
You'll love this one. Linda Bookmiller says, little tidbit, my maiden name is Miller. I know.
Linda Miller Bookmiller.
Nature Keeps Secret says, I love the cat.
Linda Miller Bookmiller. I think you told us that when we met you in Charlotte that time at our meetup in Charlotte. I don't know.
Pep with Pam. Some people report needing to change their injection site to feel the optimal benefits of the meds.
Try it.
A lot of people believe that.
There's no really clinical studies, studies for that, but some people do report that.
Yeah, I can tell you I've tried all of them, and I didn't like my arm, but it was just I didn't like it. None of them worked any differently.
I've done.
But here's the thing: it's free.
My stomach, except
try it.
Yeah.
If it works better for you, great.
Yeah, it didn't cost you anything, right? GLP-1s for seniors. Chris and Laraine, I have a subscription to Elicit, which is a powerful AI research agent, which I use for my environmental work. I can do very detailed, systematic reviews. Highly recommend.
Cool.
Elicit. All right. Fred
Why
Hanners.
do you do that?
Just
So
a-
that I have to edit out like every other video because during the news she's going
Well,
cha-cha.
I don't drink water during the news. I started on Mounjaro almost a year ago. Have worked my way up to 7.5. All right, Fred Hanners, is that some medals around your neck? You doing some racing? Running some races? Good for you. Wait, there was a question? It said QQQ.
No.
There's no question
there's
there,
no
Fred.
question, but Fred just wanted attention.
Yeah,
Hello,
that's
Fred.
fine.
That's fine.
That's fine. Who is in my house?
It sounds
Someone
like your child.
has entered my house. Maybe her sunglasses came.
Yeah, probably.
Nature keeps secrets. I wish people would stop.
Saying Wegovy doesn't work. Saying Wegovy doesn't work. Yes, it does.
Who says that?
I know Wegovy works absolutely. I mean, semaglutide probably. I think if you looked at total prescriptions in the last 5-6 years, probably half of them, more than half of them, probably 60% have been semaglutide, Ozempic, Wegovy. So, and there are people who have done wildly successful with it, and it's a little bit cheaper most of the time. So,
It works.
Nothing wrong with that.
It works. It's very effective. Marcy LP, I took my shot this morning in my abdomen. My question is, I've never had this happen, but this afternoon where the shot is, injection is raised in that area. Did I do something wrong? No, sometimes that happens. I've had that happen. Sometimes I get a little bruise. Sometimes I get a little drop of blood. Not usually. Sometimes I found if I'm injecting into loose skin and not fat, that bubble up effect can happen. So you need to, I like to pinch an inch. Remember that old Special K commercial? Can you pinch an inch? Like I like to pinch the fat and then inject it.
Well, I don't know which you're using, but if you're using a needle and a vial, make sure you're going in straight. You're getting in deep enough. Because sometimes if you go in at an angle, it'll be right under the skin and not actually in the fat.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to get it in, and it's not a very long needle, but if you're using,
your body will absorb it. I wouldn't be too concerned about it.
Hello, Anna Hoover.
That's not Anna Hoover.
No, I just Gary Ford Grace. How many calories should we eat? Age 53, 5'6". I have no hunger. I'm thinking eating less than you lose more pounds
No.
than you. So there are calculators on the internet called TDEEs, and TDEE stands for what, Laraine?
Total daily energy expenditure calculator. So
basically you're going to go onto a calculator like this, put your information in, and it's going to give you the amount of calories that your body needs at rest. So if you're just laying there doing nothing,
your body still needs.
Obviously, you walk around, you go to work, you do some exercise, whatever, your body will use more than that. But it gives you a baseline. And for most people to lose a pound a week, you're going to have to eat about 500 calories under that TDE number. We don't give out. There's no magic number for everybody. Yeah. It just doesn't exist.
I'd say no one should be eating under 1,000 calories a day. If you're doing that on a regular basis, your body will stop releasing weight because it's going to think you're starving to death, even though you're on these medications and your hunger is suppressed, right? So, and a lot of people get into, I'm going to eat. I don't need to eat. I'm not hungry on these medications. I can go without eating. I don't need lunch. I'm just going to eat like a piece of chicken for dinner and call it a day. No, you want to eat a minimum number of calories so your body knows that it's okay to release this weight. If your body thinks you're starving it to death, it's going to hold on to that weight, right? And you may be able to do that for a while, especially when we first started. I mean, we were eating 5 bites of food and being like, we can't eat anymore. So over time, you just need to make sure you're eating enough calories to keep your body functioning and, all the things. But I would go online, I would Google a TDEE calculator, punch in your sex, your height, your weight, your activity level. It'll give you a range of how many calories you should be eating a day. So that's kind of what you want to look for. Valerie Scruggs, I've been on these medications for 113 weeks and I'm still losing. You go, Valerie Scruggs. She came on the cruise with us. Thank you for your super chat of $10. Yeah, I mean, there's... we might get to a point someday in the future, but I mean, I think Barb is the longest person I know personally that's been on these medications. She's been going strong for over 4 years and kept 280 pounds off. So that's a great testimony. Joyful. I'm having terrible constipation from GLP-1 and I have to take stool softeners daily plus Miralax. I feel awful. Well, I suffer from constipation with a GLP-1. So, ask your doctor if the stool softener and the Miralax, if you don't like that combination, ask them, is there something else? There's a lot of different remedies out there. My doctor did suggest to me Miralax daily. I also like a remedy called Mag07. It's a magnesium supplement you can get on our Amazon store. I think it's also now available at Target. If you go to the downsized.org and click on the store tab, you can see it in there. It's just something you're going to have to manage every day. You want to make sure you're drinking enough water. You want to get some steps in, some movement in, some exercise in your day. You want to make sure you're getting fiber from fruits and vegetables, right? It's important. And a lot of people say, "Oh, I can't eat fiber; it backs me up." You need the fiber in your diet. Most of us don't. Me included. I don't get enough fiber. I like fiber gummies. I take a sugar-free fiber gummy. I started a new supplement in the morning that has 2 grams of fiber in this drink that I'm drinking. So I'll let y'all know about it when I might figure out how I feel about it. Cappy lost 16 pounds in 12 weeks. 2.5 milligram pen on Zepbound. After consistently eating 100 milligrams of protein a day, walking 3 to 5 miles a week, and strength training, I gained 6 pounds. What to do?
Well, you have a lot of stuff going on there. So you've been on the same dose for 3 months, basically.
3 times 4 is 12.
So maybe it's time to go up.
Mm-hmm.
You're eating 100 milligrams of protein a day, which is not a bad
Probably
recommendation.
Grams, I think they mean.
Which is not a bad recommendation. You might want to look at the calories there. Protein, depending on how you're eating that protein, can have a lot of calories.
Mm-hmm.
Your strength training, so maybe you worked out enough, you gained some muscle.
Not 6 pounds worth, though.
Probably not 6 pounds. That would be an awful lot. I would look at all those things.
Yeah. The gain 6 pounds is concerning. I would reach out to your doctor and maybe dig into some things. I don't know if you're retaining. Well, that's unusual. So I would start with your doctor. Are you sleeping? Because a lot of times if you're not sleeping, your body's gonna go into a hold on to weight kind of mode. Are you drinking water? Are you taking a multivitamin? Maybe 100 milligrams or 100 grams of protein is too much for you. I don't know, how tall you are, your sex, your age, stuff like that. I like the walking 3 to 5 miles a week. That's not, out of the range of something, that should be doable. Strength training, like bodybuilders are not putting on 6 pounds of muscle in 12 weeks for sure. So, I might get one of the scales that.
Well, they don't say that. So they lost 16 and 12.
Mm-hmm.
Gained 6. What time period did you gain 6 in? Yeah. Because unless you just ate a lot, the odds of you actually gaining 6 are pretty slim. So maybe it's inflammation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you go on an airplane? That's an unusual gain. Like, I would keep your eye on it. I think keep doing what you're doing, and you could always track your calories and see if you're maybe eating more than you think there. It's possible. T Green's 1. You guys have been on this med for a while. Do you still get any side effects? Yes, constipation every day of my life. I think that's just how my body works, and this medication has made it more apparent. How about you?
By and large, no, but every once in a while, sporadically, and you can't anticipate it. So
every once in a while, his body flushes out whatever
we were on
he
the
ate.
cruise last week, and like 2 days, no matter what I put in my body was like, get out, and it would come flying out the bottom side of me. And that was, I'm positive, the medication. There was nothing we were eating the same food. There was nothing
Yeah.
wrong with the food.
But
Everyone,
sometimes his body just
yeah,
did that before
Yeah.
anyway.
every once in a while, I'll get fatigue, and I'm just like wiped out, and there's no seeing it coming. It's just, but by and large, I don't really have. I don't notice it most days. Some days I can really. Sometimes when I take the shot, I can really feel the shot. You know, like people are like, it feels like
Yeah.
water this week. Well, some weeks I can feel. I'm go like, oh, yeah, that one hit. The
Yeah.
Zep is zepping.
Yeah.
As Twan says. Let's see here.
Pep with Pam, anytime I eat out of the house, I gained at least a pound, and I think it's the sodium in restaurant food that does it to me because it comes off pretty quick, but it never fails.
Yeah.
I gained at least 1 pound. So, yeah, you must be like super sensitive to, they probably use extra sodium, extra fat. You know, restaurants are kind of known for that. So you might be, I don't know what you're eating at a restaurant, but you might try, you know, ask for things without so much salt, or you know what I mean, like maybe ask for your meal to be different somehow that you think might work better for you. But it's so easy in a restaurant to eat too much because you don't know what you're eating, you don't know what they're putting in there. So I mean, at least if you know that going in, you're signing up for it, right? Like, yeah, I'm going to go out to dinner on Friday night, I know I'm going to be up a pound on Saturday, but I also know it'll come back off if I just, you know, keep on track. So don't let it derail you, right? If you know that's how it works. Heather says, have you heard from your guests that they have suffered from vertigo? Seems like we had one person.
Seems like somebody asked that question. It's not common. We don't get it a lot. But
no, I don't think it's a known side effect of GLP-1. I would ask your doctor about that. Sorry, Houston. He's training for the New York Marathon. Dunning-Kruger effect. Oh, the cognitive bias where one with limited competence overestimates their expertise. All right, I have to remember that. Occurs when one is not aware of their limitations. Thanks for emphasizing you're not doctors. I am well aware of my limitations. Oh, for sure. Okay. One with limited competence overestimates their expertise. I see that all the time, right? We see it all the time. Thank you, Clark. Had a friend today give me a compliment on my weight loss today. Then gave me a weird look when she asked what I was doing to help lose weight. She walked away. I'm proud to tell if asked. No shame. Yeah, Becky, it's happened to me many, many times, especially, I don't want to say older people, but at the gym where I work out with a lot of older people, a lot of them have a big problem with weight loss medications. And that's just because they don't maybe understand them, or they might think, well, I lost weight with diet and exercise. Why can't you lose weight with diet and exercise? Well, because we have the disease of obesity. And you can educate them, or you can just let them go about their merry way. Sometimes it's not worth, wasting your time and energy. And sometimes people genuinely want to know about it. So, only you can know which way to go. Fred Hanner says, I have been on Mounjaro for about 47 weeks now. A few weeks back, developed severe stomach issues.
Yeah, it can happen.
Yeah, well, definitely talk to your doctor about that. Maybe you need to drop your dose. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Dunning-Kruger effect. Pep with Pam. Christopher is playing it safe as most men do. My husband is the same way, and I've dropped 35 pounds the last 4 months, and he's yet to say anything unless I say something. LOL.
Yeah, I don't talk about that's the whole I don't talk about people's weight, but I do. I don't know. So my grandma was a little Southern Baptist lady, and you didn't talk about things like that. That wasn't proper. So,
Miss Juanita didn't want to talk about weight with nobody.
No, she would not have done that.
No, I've talked about weight with my friends growing up, with my friends in college, with coworkers, we used to have Weight Watchers at one of the offices I worked at where we all stood in the line and got weighed. That was a lot of fun. I also used to work in an office that had a gym in the office where you were working out alongside like the senior VP and stuff. Talk about awkward. I don't get that.
Plus, men also realize that it's very possible that we're clueless and you might be pregnant. And if we say you're fat because,
I have had that to
or
happen
worse,
to me
when
also.
you haven't been pregnant in 4 or 5 months and somebody asks when the baby's due. So,
That's happened to me also.
I find it better to just be quiet about such things.
After I had my third child, I got back into this pair of jeans and I was so excited to get back into this pair of jeans, but apparently it just pushed everything up, right? So I had kind of a roll. And somebody asked me when my baby was due, and I'm like, my baby's 4 months old. And I was really excited to put these jeans on again. I guess they don't really fit too well. Vanessa Successa, she's here. Hi guys, just reporting in that my 10 pounds of cruise vacation weight is down to 1 extra pound from pre-cruise weight. Time to go on another one. Let's go, Vanessa. 10 pounds, Christopher. Christopher's up 10 pounds.
I was up 10 pounds too.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that it came right back off for you, Vanessa. Vanessa is a frequent cruiser. And when she went on our first cruise last year, she had just started. She came on this cruise and she was down 70.
I think 85.
Amazing. Amazing, right? So it's nice to know that you can go on a cruise, go on a vacation, and, maybe eat or drink a little bit more than you would normally. And then you can get right back into your regular.
So, yeah, I was up after the 2 cruises. So after 10 days, basically 10 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And as of this morning, I've lost 6 of that.
Oh, good.
So.
I was up 2, and as of this morning, I'm still up 2. We came back Saturday, and I was talking to somebody about this today. Yesterday, I did all the things. Like I didn't even eat breakfast yesterday, and I ate like a very light lunch. I think I had some like yogurt and blueberries, and then I had like a pretty good dinner, and then nothing else. And I went to the gym and worked out, and I drank all my water, and I got pretty good sleep.
Gets
weight exactly the same.
Vanessa gets some confetti too. Vanessa.
Good job, Vanessa. Yeah, it's tricky when when you're trying to get it back down, and it don't want to go, but it will eventually, right? Anne says, Downsizers and Laraine and Christopher, I used to freak out about gaining weight on vacation, and I no longer do. Did you used to freak out and no longer do? I feel like I read this question earlier. And the answer is yes and yes.
The answer is sometimes. Sometimes
but you
remember, freak out? Sometimes. But remember, most of the time when I went on vacation, every moment of my day was planned around food. So I kind of felt like I earned it. Because I knew I had eaten at like 17 restaurants and had 42 snacks, and they were fully mapped out around Paris or Disney World or wherever, and I'd paid a lot of money for that, so I was like a badge of honor. It wasn't.
Yeah, when we took the kids to Disney a few times, we'd get the dining plan and plot out. You have to reserve the restaurants, and so we had them all like it was like Game of Thrones, like getting those reservations. Like we call but we would get the reservations that we wanted, and we knew exactly where we were going to go, and it was all around the food. We did our whole vacation around the food, and we don't.
No, I'd still feel guilty about it later and have regret, but I wasn't afraid of it or anything. That was just kind of.
I was always afraid of it. Stretch mark. What about it, Coop? I mean, any woman who's had children can tell you that.
And if you lose weight,
maybe injecting into you don't want to inject into a stretch mark. So I don't know if that had something to do with the bubble up thing from the last post.
Oh, stretch mark remedies.
Oh yeah, no. Bio oil. They'll fade over time. I mean. If anybody's got good ones, put it in the chat. I do like bio oil. It's a good like scar kind of treatment thing. It might help a little bit. Exfoliate, moisturize, but they just kind of fade over time. I got bio oil in my Amazon store.
Michael, not question, but comment. Christopher, please don't minimize people focusing on the blood work, including Lorraine's focus. Understanding this aspect is just as important. That's not at all what I mean, Michael. It's not that no one is minimizing it. What I'm saying is don't diagnose yourself.
Right. Let your doctor lead the way in your blood work results.
Because Laraine freaks out over everything and doesn't have a good understanding.
I mean, it might take my doctor 2 days to get back to me with their analysis. analysis, but I get the results sooner than that. So I'm like Googling and that's probably not ideal.
And she freaks out. Like she's all like, oh my God, I'm going to die. And she's...
Freak out sounds extreme.
It's probably an understatement.
You know how I am. Yeah. Y'all know how I am. Yeah. No, no, it's fine, Michael. Yeah. Thank you.
Michael says part 2, more people should look at and understand
Yes.
blood work. Yeah, we absolutely say that all the time. It's not that.
And the body pod giving you insight. Yeah, no, I was
honestly, that's one of the ways that I like to tell people when they ask, how do I know when I've gotten
How will I know?
Really? How do I know when I've gotten to my goal weight? It's go get your blood work run. What do all of your numbers look like? Are you actually in a healthy, good place?
Well, yeah.
Because your body will begin to tell you, hey. So it's not about minimizing it even a little bit.
Not to minimize your question, but thank you for and the body pod. I do like the insights from the body pod. Juan US 3, been on Zepbound for 10 months, officially down 200 pounds today. Woohoo! Starting weight 538, current weight 338. Wow, fantastic. I'm 45 and going for my first colonoscopy in a few months. How was it coming back on meds after you had to stop for a week or so? Fine. Absolutely fine.
We've both done it. It
absolutely
was no big deal.
Fine. I've had 3 colonoscopies. Christopher's had 1 or 2.
2.
But make sure your doctor knows that you're on the Zepbound. Make sure you fully disclose that to them, and they'll tell you how many days you need to be off prior to your procedure. And so you just do that. If you have any problems with constipation, you might bring that up to your colonoscopy, to your not an endocrinologist. I forget what the colonoscopy guy's name is, but the colonoscopy doctor. Like, you might want to bring that up to him because your prep you might need a little more prep. And the prep is the nasty drink you drink, and then you basically give yourself a flush and everything comes out. And sometimes if people on these medications don't completely get a good clean out, like I didn't get completely cleaned out on this last time. It got good enough so they could see what they needed to see, but you don't want to have to repeat your procedure. So maybe ask your doctor those questions before you have that colonoscopy.
Lynn Cobb says, question, do slow responders have less loose skin problems than fast responders?
No way, no. Yes.
I've never seen any research on it. I can tell you, I think there are a bunch of other factors that are probably more indicative of it.
Yeah.
Age, sun exposure, how much weight you've lost. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of other things that impact it.
I think maybe what she's trying to get to is, if I lose slowly, will I have less loose skin? Do people who lose really fast have a lot of loose skin? It's just, there's, if you lose 200 pounds, you're going to have loose skin. There's just no way around it. If you lose 100 pounds, you're going to have some. I lost 50 pounds. I have some loose skin. Like, it's, I'm 57 years old. Somebody who's 25 years old, their skin might, come back a little bit better. So it's just, I don't think it relates to fast or slow necessarily.
MD Catania, question, bridge program question. I'm confused. Seems to be a common condition, he says. The doctor would send the request to Medicare, right? No. Not to the pharmacy. When Medicare approves it, then would send it to the pharmacy? No. So go back, watch the video, search for Medicare GLP-1 bridge. There's a whole patient, and actually there's a link under that video that will take you directly to it. So the doctor, after July 1st, will send your prescription to your pharmacy, and it will say Medicare Bridge Program, and there's a code that has to be on it. I don't remember the code off the top of my head, but if you go watch the video, it says it on there. That prescription will be denied, because they all will.
Yeah.
It will then trigger from the Bridge Program, which is outside of the traditional Medicare, a form to go to your doctor that they will have to fill out that is a pre-authorization. Your doctor can also download that form and fax it if they want to. There's a link to that underneath the video as well. They have to fill out that form, and it goes to, what is a Humana clearinghouse kind of software piece. And then theoretically, within 72 hours of that form being submitted, you will get a yay or a nay. But no, you don't send the prescription to send the request directly to Medicare. You have to go through the steps. Let's see.
Shane Milley. I got a question. I've been on GLP-1 for 3 months, and about 3 weeks ago, I started to have a sour metallic taste. Is that a symptom that others have had? I sometimes get a metallic taste after I take my shot, like within like a minute or so. You ever get that like taste in your mouth?
I get that, and I would get.
Mhm.
I never called it a metallic taste, but that's what it is. There's a real dry mouth kind of thing, feeling that's not really dry mouth, and you can't drink enough water. You can't do it. So there's definitely some side effects that will happen there. I don't get them anymore, but I definitely had that, and that's. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm sure other people comment on that. There's no good way to deal with it. And you're asking that, and yuck, it just is.
I mean, I don't know if this would make any difference, but I like to eat a meal before I have my shot. So I want to eat a high protein meal. It's usually for us, it's lunch on Friday, and then we take our shot after lunch. I've heard people say that that's helped. So you might try that if that's something you're not doing.
Gwen says she sucked a
peppermint candy.
I can tell you, particularly early on, and I've always liked it, but I really like diet ginger ale, Canada Dry diet ginger ale. And I think that ginger piece of it kind of calms your stomach a little bit, and it seemed to help my mouth. Was it real? I don't know. It just,
you just like it anyway.
Yeah, I just liked it anyway. And
soothing. Miss Aaron 1. Hi, everyone. Laraine, will you be doing another book club anytime soon? I don't have any plans to, but it's I'm not saying no. I will never do one. It's we've been traveling a lot, and May and June have been kind of busy for us. So I'll put that into the old brain. Just Sherio, you are correct, Christopher. I'm on Medicare through a disability and have Part D and an Advantage plan and still qualify even though I'm not 65.
There you go.
All right.
Gwen is saying the code that goes on it is E66. Thank you, Gwen.
It's like that E10 is obesity or something. It's a different code. Mark C. I'm on Zepbound 15, down 40 pounds nearing my goal. Is it normal for food noise to increase as I get closer to day 7 of my weekly dose? Why, yes. Yes, it is, Mark. And I'll tell you why. So tirzepatide, which is what's in Zepbound, has a half-life of 5 days. So shot day through day 5, you're probably not hearing food noise. It's all good. Then maybe on days 5, 6, 7, you might start hearing a little bit more food noise. You might start getting a little bit hungrier. That people report that, and that's due to that 5-day half-life of Zepbound. Now you're on 15. You can just know that that's happening. Some people adjust their calorie intake. Maybe you don't eat so much on those first 5 days, and maybe you can eat a little bit more on days 5, 6, 7. Some people split their dose. You're on Zepbound, so you can't really easily split one of these. But yeah, that's normal.
Michael G says at week 40, highest dose 5 milligrams, down 60 pounds in maintenance and staying on 5 milligrams, 221 to 160.
Oh, wow. That's good. Good job, Michael G. Anthony, which downsized dish interviews would you recommend for inspiration to building muscle? I'm trying to think of the lady who was kind of that personal trainer. I interviewed not too many downsized dishes back. She's kind of young. She has glasses. She lives in Boone, North Carolina.
Her name was
Amy or Angela or.
I thought it was Julie, but I could be wrong.
Could be Julie. You just have to go maybe a week back and you'll see her. She talks a lot about working out.
The trainer from Somerville was good too, right?
The trainer from where?
From Somerville that lives by your parents.
I don't even remember her name. That was so long ago. You know what? I hate to point you to somebody else, but Dr. Spencer Nadolsky has a podcast called Docs Who Lift. He's a doctor. His brother's a doctor. They're both weightlifters. His brother was a champion high school bodybuilder.
I thought he was a wrestler.
I think Dr. Nadolsky was a wrestler and the brother was the weightlifter, but they both lift weights and they're very focused on lifting weights and building muscle. So, I mean, I hate to point you away from us, but
they're experts.
But they're experts. And I listen to their podcast quite a lot. And they have some good ones about muscle. Gary for Grace 911. At what body weight CPA sleep apnea gets better? No need for CPAP machine. I have sleep home exam on 6/23.
There's no set number on that, Gary. That's going to be different for everybody.
Yeah.
And honestly, I did an interview with a doctor. His name is Mohammed. You can go back. He's actually a sleep specialist. If you search, I think it's like GLP-1s and sleep, you can search. And he talks about it. And while Zepbound and weight loss helps a lot of people, it does not necessarily help everyone. And there are conditions, everything from a deviated septum to maybe the way your throat is built. Mm-hmm. He went through a whole, he has, a list of different things. So there's no guarantee it stops that
some
completely.
Some of it's inflammation, some of it's weight, some of it's other stuff.
But he was a sleep specialist that was really interesting. So go back and look for him. Sold by storm, sold a house. Good for you, man.
You gonna read that one?
Yeah. Howdy, everyone. I'm coming in late, but for good reason. Got one of my buyers under contract with their new home today. Tonight is my shot night. That's always a good time. That's awesome.
It's always a good time. Well, congratulations. Yeah. In this market, getting somebody under contract with these interest rates, that deserves some clapping. No, that's fantastic.
Let's see here. We're going to be done here shortly too.
Mm-hmm.
Gary for Grace, question: intermittent fasting 6/8 OMAD on GLP-1. Should we do it? Thank you. No, we don't.
What's OMAD? I hate everybody here hopefully is an adult and you can do what you want, right? I am not a fan of intermittent fasting. Like why? Like if that works for you and that's how you want to live your life, that's fantastic. I do not want to skip breakfast every day. I want to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I stop eating at dinner time and I start eating again at breakfast time, and maybe that's a 12-hour fast, but not really.
So here's the thing. There's a bunch of this and keto and carnivore, and the people will come for us and they'll be in the comments telling us how stupid we are.
50 pounds,
and it kind of is. We're not doctors.
Great.
We're not dietitians. So do what you want. I can tell you these medications are the medical treatment of the disease of obesity. They're not diets.
You don't need tricks. You don't need.
So if you take your shot and you eat real food, you manage your protein, you manage your calories, it shouldn't require much more than that. You can always add in more stuff. You can add in exercise, you can add in other stuff. But honestly, for most people, it doesn't really require more than that. And that kind of extreme diet, and that's what I would call it, and people will come for me for calling it an extreme diet, is not going to make you lose weight any faster.
I mean, what I would tell you to focus on is eat 30 grams of protein at each meal. Eat 30 grams at breakfast, 30 grams at lunch, 30 grams at dinner.
So ultimately the goal,
that's what I would tell you to focus on.
The goal here is to learn a habit of eating that you can live with for the rest of your life. So now's a great time to learn how to cook. Now's a great time to go shopping for vegetables and meat and begin to build habits that are good for you no matter where you are in life. Because then when you get to maintenance, you just continue that and you're adding calories. You're not all of a sudden going, oh my goodness, now I'm going to eat a candy bar and go back to.
Well, it's also a great time to learn about what a portion looks like, right? What 4 ounces of chicken looks like, what 6 ounces of, how much should we really be eating? Because before I just wanted to eat everything all the time, and Weight Watchers was trying to teach me portion control, but I just couldn't. My brain was driving me to keep eating. So now that these medications have calmed that food noise down and kind of made me less hungry, really, I can figure out what a proper meal should look like what kind of real food do I want to be eating. And I don't need these diet tricks, and I don't need these 2-ingredient dough, and I don't need to make a cheesecake out of sugar-free Jell-O and Greek yogurt. Those are all like tricks. I want to eat real food. I just want to figure out portions, because with this medication now I can do that. I could never do that before. Marcy LP says, I took my shot today in my stomach. My question is this afternoon, I have a ring around where the injection site is. Did I do something wrong? It sounds like you got an injection site reaction. You might take a picture of it and send it to your doctor if you're concerned. If it doesn't go away, maybe. I got some red welts on my stomach once. I figured out something I had in my compound didn't agree with me, so I switched.
But it happens with the branded too, so it's not.
It can happen. Yeah, it happens. I'd reach out to your doctor and let him look at that, but
you
it
didn't
does
do
happen.
anything wrong.
It does happen.
You did not do anything wrong.
For your information, this has never happened to me before. Yeah. It can just happen randomly too. You just all of a sudden one day it just something doesn't agree with you. Can happen. Anthony says, why does your Hume Body Pod code give a bigger discount than their current Father's Day discount code? My code is better than their current code? It's going to come out to about $186 pretty much any way you slice it, but occasionally the codes stack. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Our code is the Downsized, I believe. I'm also going to start trying out the Hume Band. They just sent us one of those, so I'm going to be trying that out and letting you know what I think about that. So stay tuned.
Riding the Tide. This is Julio. We met Julio on the cruise. Who tells Anthony? Oh, he posts workout videos on his channel. You should go watch. Yeah. I've got an interview coming up with him in the next week.
You recorded it. It'll be posted. Yeah.
I recorded it.
So Julio came on the cruise with us. He's got a great channel called Riding the Tide. You can see it right there in his name. And he does a lot of jiu-jitsu. He does weightlifting. He does. Yeah, he's a great one. He's a great one to watch, Anthony.
Ravi Pretty says, hey, did I hear you all say that if you miss a dose, it sets you back 30 days? I missed my dose last week before vacation. Well, so the way that works is when you take your shot, so say we're taking our very first shot, right? That medication will stay in your body for 28 days. The first a little bit. Mm-hmm. The first 5 days, it goes in half. Mm-hmm. And then the next week it goes in half of that. And the next week it goes in half of that, and so on
5-day
for 4 weeks. Mm-hmm. But then you've taken another shot, right? So it's doing this kind of up and down and up and down. So if you interrupt it with one of those shots going out, it's caused a big dip.
You lose your flow.
It's caused a big dip. Is it going to permanently stop you? Or no, it's probably not.
But you might feel like, you went down in dose when really you just missed a shot. So it's important to take your shot every week. We take ours even when we're going on vacation. We take ours with us when we travel. And that's just something I kind of had to learn for myself. I did skip a shot one of the first vacations we went on back when we started, and I regretted it, right? I regretted skipping it. So now I don't, because now this is part of our lifestyle. So we have to learn how to work it in with whatever we're doing that week. Like it's just part of what we do now.
Yep. Let's see. Girl Grammy says, if higher doses don't increase or speed up loss, why titrate up? Well, you titrate up because if you started at the 15 milligram dose, you would be throwing up and coming out. You would be coming out both ends at one time and probably get gastroparesis. Your body just could not tolerate it. So you're titrating to allow your body to tolerate it. And she goes on saying, if it's because the body levels out and stops losing on a dose, how do the people on the highest dose keep losing? Just curious. It's not that it necessarily stops losing on any dose. Some doses, I mean, Laraine will tell you, she's seen people at 2.5 lose.
Some people don't need to move up in dose to keep losing weight. Some people are more sensitive to the medication than others. So, I've seen people lose 50 pounds on 2.5. At Lynn G, who was in the chat earlier, I think she's lost 80 pounds on 2.5 or 5. But then some people don't lose at all until they go up to like the 10 or the 12 or the 15. So,
but titration is to minimize side effects.
Right.
Okay.
So if it stops losing on a dose, how do the people on the highest dose keep because the medication's still working. Like you don't.
And honestly, if you look at Lilly and Novo, both of their directions, they originally believed the goal was to get people to the highest dose
as quickly as
they could, which would be every week. And there's been millions of people try this and do different titration patterns. You see a lot of other things happening.
Mm-hmm. Your body does become accustomed to the medication over time. So, I don't know if you've heard me talk about, for maintenance, I was on the highest dose that I was on is 12.5, and I stepped down in dose just because I thought you were supposed to, at the time, like 2 years ago. And I got down to 5. That was a little too low. I went up to 7.5, and I stayed at 7.5 for about a year. And about 3 months ago, I was like, you know what? I think maybe I need to maybe adjust that. And so, it's just that was just me personally. Now, Christopher has been on 15 since he hit his goal weight and has not come off of 15, and he maintains his weight for the most part just fine, save for the occasional cruise vacation. But it still works fine. You have to figure out what works for you. Miggy Spins. Actually, shout out Christopher, great Medicare podcast today. Thank you for watching.
All right. It has now been 2 hours and 11 minutes and 57 seconds. And there's 298 of you out there and 248 likes.
Thanks for hitting the
like button. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, please do. We have a lot of cool videos. I was working on 9 scripts today, which was making my head explode. But basically, they're going to be, if you were following along in the last week, the ADA scientific sessions happened, and there was a lot of good stuff presented. Yeah. And I mean, as you guys know, most of the coverage of it out there is kind of high level. It's here's how much the weight loss was. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to do 20, 30-minute deep dives on 8 of the drugs that were presented.
Up and coming new drugs
that are super cool. So you'll see those over the next few weeks. But I'm pretty close to having all those scripts done. But it takes a little while to do it. We'll see another workout video from Miss Laraine. We've got some great Downsized dish interviews coming up. We're going to switch up the weigh-in a little bit and try something else. So stay tuned on that.
Still be here on Friday with some weigh-in.
There will be something probably something on Friday and something on Sunday. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. I think that's going to be good. We'll try and see how it works. We like to try stuff. But please, if you haven't already, take a moment to like and subscribe.
Yeah, we passed 50,000 subscribers last week. So thank you for watching us and supporting us. We really appreciate it. When you like and subscribe, it helps the algorithm push us out to more people who are looking for information on GLP-1. And who isn't looking for information on GLP-1s right now, right? 74% of America could qualify for these medications. They just probably everyone cannot afford them. So we want to improve knowledge and hopefully improve access and let people know how to, how to go about their journey, right? We're not doctors, but we have been on this now for 2.5 years. So we can tell you our personal experience and thoughts. All right. If you have questions about the Bridge program and the Medicare stuff, I'm begging you to watch the last video that Christopher did. Please do not send us your questions unless you have watched that video, because we just simply cannot answer everyone's questions that send questions to us. So please watch the video. We really hope that the Bridge program is successful and that a lot of people are able to get these $50 medications. That would be great for everybody else who's not on Medicare to maybe have it on their formulary at some point, someday in the future. Okay. What else, Christopher?
I mean, we could stay on here for, there's hundreds. If we didn't get to you, if you really have a question, if you'll go under last week's weekly weigh-in and leave a question and make sure you include a question mark under there, that'll add it to the queue, and I may pull it out and sort it. We get about 2,500 comments a week, so I can't promise you everybody's question gets answered. And honestly, they're very often duplicate questions or remarkably similar questions, but we'll do the best we can. Typically, we answer 10 to 15 questions every week in our weekly weigh-in. So stay tuned. Leave a question out there. We'll be back next Wednesday and see you again. My name is Christopher Durham.
I'm Laraine Durham.
And we are the Downsized.
Have a good evening.